Coaching Time Savers here on the latest update to the baseball, softball armbands version 4. Had to make some changes because the formula I used to use is no longer working correctly with Google. So here is the video just kind of explaining the what it is. It works exactly the same if you've had one before, but there's a couple things I want to go over to help some coaches on some confusion on printing cards. So hold on tight for that towards the end. So first thing I want to make sure you understand is you need to read over all this stuff. I've included some more specific directions than in the past just to make sure that everything's out there. And the main thing right here is never right click, delete anything. So let's say I put something in here like this right there. I didn't really want that in there. So do not right click and then go to delete cells. Do not do that, okay? So if you need to get this out of here, you just simply click on the cell you don't want and then you mash the delete key, okay? Second thing is I got my call sheet. You can already see that those headings are lined up across there. Whatever you put in here in that order, they're going to start lining up across the page this way, okay? And then my armbands, here's my armbands. Look, the colors are there. And then your call sheet armband size. Some coaches just want to wear an armband themselves, so I made a call sheet version that will print off the size of an armband. Just need good eyesight. So let's go back to the armband setup real quickly. First thing we'll talk about is the color options. Here you have different options. You could change those too. All you got to do is go to the armband style. So these 5 right here is what you've actually chose to use. Here's your 10 options. So if I didn't like the yellow being first, I could make it be green. So I could change that to green, and then I could make this right here be yellow, and then I could turn this purple to red, whatever I want to do. So whenever I make those changes on my armband now, it should be green, yellow, orange, red. So green, yellow, orange, red. And that's the first thing I'll do, okay? So now let's make armbands. You can do this real quickly. First, just type in what you want to go on your armband, and then how many times you want it on there. Notice it's 25 max. So let's say I want 20 fastballs. You only have 100 plays. So let's say I want 15 of these, 12 of these. Don't matter. These and catcher's choice. Let's see, 18 catcher's choices. Okay. I need to fix this so it's the same. There we go. All right, so 18. That gives me 2 blank calls left. Okay. So now I've just made my armbands. I'm done. All I gotta do now is go print them. But let's just kind of go over what's there. So now it's give me all my call sheet is give me everything where they're at on the armbands. So let's look here. Fastball will be green, 1, 11, 12. We'll just check those 3. So green, 1, 11, and 12. Looks like 13 and 14 were also fastballs. So there they are. So they do match. My 2 blank calls that were left over is going to be orange 1 and blue 10. We can go check that real quickly. Orange 1, blue 10. So you can see everything's matching up. Next thing I want to do is let's just talk about making, like, if you don't like those grouped together. This is completely random. I have no choice over. The formula's done it for me. So if you see some clutter that you don't really like, which it doesn't bother me, but if you don't like those 4 being together, you could just simply go to your playlist and put in the number 20 again and hit enter. And anytime you make a change in this system, I gotta actually take it out first, I think. So let me take it out and then put it back in there. Anytime you make a change in the system, it changes your whole armband call sheet and armband. So you can get instant new cards just by making a change. Okay. So, and you might could even just click on here and mash delete. You can just click on one of the claws right here. Just now thought about that, and you can mash delete and get a whole new set. So just by mashing delete. So there's that. Let's go to the armbands real quickly. Talk about a few things here. These columns here above your calls, I have 5 headings for you if you want to use them. So they're like if you want to call out signs. So let's just say that one of your signs is going to be I want to touch my hat. So hat. Now notice I made a change. Anytime a change is made, the whole system gets rechanged. Okay. So hat, chest, belt. You got the idea. So Make those changes now. I can touch my chest and then hold up a number 2, and it'll be a curveball. I could touch my belt, and 1 will be a fastball. So you got the idea if you want to use these columns for that. If you don't have any intentions of using those columns, it's no big deal. Just click on the number 2 row and then right click. Don't delete. You never right click delete, but right click and then go to hide row. And then you won't have those columns in there. But since I made that change, you can see things just changed again. So constantly making new cards until you're ready to print. So just kind of have to, don't let that bother your eye with those changing all the time. So when you're ready to print, you're ready to go. So if you want that row back, you decide later, hey, I do want to do that. So I can mash that little down arrow and they come right back. Okay. And whatever you put here is going to automatically go in these other spots too. So you got to keep typing those in. So I'm going to delete those. So again, I mashed delete, I made a change. The armband's changed again. Okay. Now let's go to printing. Let's talk about printing. This is the most important part. Okay. This is where I get emails. Hey, my armband doesn't match my call sheet, and I've tried to put in specific directions in my email outs to coaches before I give it to them. But it's not their fault. They've not ever used it, and so I'm going to try to make a video to clear this up. Here's how you get the armbands to print. So you're going to go to your call sheet, your armband tab, and then you're going to click on print, and then you're going to look it over, you're going to click on next, and then this is where things happen that is kind of hard to explain. I try to get a Google Tech person to explain it to me, and the best I got is that random formula I use. So at this point here, when I mash that next button, it's going through another change. So if you look right here, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's probably hard to see, but I can tell that one right there is catcher's choice, and then after that is knuckle. But if you look at the computer right here, it says catcher's choice, catcher's choice. So what's happened is when I mashed that next button, it actually went through one more of the next process that it would go through. So it's still changing. So I'm going to mash print. I don't have an actual printer here with me at the house. I'm just going to mash cancel instead. But I'm going to mash print right there, and then I'll get my armbands. Now here's where coaches get confused, okay? Because they didn't understand those directions I tried to say earlier in an email. So they'll print off their armbands, and then they'll come to this call sheet tab, and they'll look at this call sheet tab, and they'll pull up their armbands that they just printed off, and it doesn't match the computer. It's never going to match the computer. It's going through another change, another process. So to get them to match, all you do is, without doing any changes, don't touch anything, don't click anywhere and change anything, just go straight to your call sheet and mash print, and then mash print. I don't have a printer, so I'm just going to mash cancel, but mash print. And then when you mash print, it's going to print you out a call sheet that went through the same change that your armbands went through, and those two print offs will match each other. I know that sounds kind of strange, but if you've seen my posts, I've been doing this for about 2 years, and no one's ever said he's ripping this off. It don't work. Trust me, it works. Got hundreds of coaches. So, but the key here is to make sure you print the armbands, and without making a change, print the call sheet. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you 2 things that people do wrong. So maybe if I tell you, I'm a teacher by trade. So if I tell you what people do wrong, maybe you'll hear that and say, I'm not going to do that. Here's one thing that people do wrong. One thing that people do wrong is they print their armbands like this. They'll print their armbands. So I'm just going to mash print, and then they'll go through that and they'll mash print, which I don't have a print, so I'm mashing cancel. And then they'll go to their call sheet to print that off. And when they go to print that off, on their way up here, they'll realize they didn't name their call sheet. So they'll come here and they'll do card 1 or whatever they want to call it and mash enter. When I did that, all that stuff just changed. So now I just went through an extra change that I did not do on my armbands. So when I finally get to that print option, I've actually went through one more change than the card went through. So now if I print it, they won't match. So again, like I said earlier, don't make any changes in between mashing the print buttons. All right. So the second reason people will get armbands that are printed wrong is they do this. They print off their call sheet first, and then they go to their armbands and they're going to go mash print. And when they print them off, the armbands are too big. So they come back here again and they mash print. And then they change their armband size to like 40%. So to make it smaller. And if I hadn't said this yet, this is where you can make your armband smaller real easily. And so now Well, by doing that, I've made an extra change that doesn't match my call sheet. So when I print those, now they won't match because it went through an extra change. Okay. So if you're going to change your armband size, do your armbands first. That's why I say get your armbands printed off first and then go straight to your call sheet and print. If any of that's confusing, which I understand if it is, but if any of that's confusing, I would be more than happy to get on the phone with somebody and talk them through printing. I've done it, probably 15, 20 times. Does not bother me. What would bother me is if you print off armbands and a call sheet and they didn't match and you were at a ball game and you called off something and you lost the game for it because of it, or even worse, somebody's on third and you're calling for the first baseman to steal or whatever, and then but your third baseman steals and your batter thought there was a squeeze because your call sheet didn't match your armbands, and then all of a sudden somebody swings a bat and hits somebody and gets hurt. So that'd be the worst case scenario. Don't want that to happen. So I'm telling you right here, make sure when you print your armbands first, and then without making any changes, go straight to your call sheet and print off your call sheets. If you got any questions, email me at coachingtimesavers@gmail.com. Or if you're interested, just go to the website, www.coachingtimesavers.com. Okay. So look forward to hearing from you.